So the movie Obsession is really a warning about what happens when desire becomes idolatry. Let me break it down. So basically, the film is about a boy named Bear. Now, Bear is very soft and he's lonely and he's madly in love with his friend Nikki.
Say, Nikki, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
So now he finally gets the chance to tell her how he feels, and of course, he fumbles it.
Nikki, wait. I was gonna ask you,
What?
So instead of accepting rejection and moving on like a normal person, right, he goes to an occult shop, which is very interesting, and he tries to find her like a crystal necklace, but instead he sees like this one wish willow and he purchases it.
I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
Now, of course, based on the name, the willow grants one wish, and so he wishes that Nikki will love him more than anybody else. So now the wish works, and honestly, this is one of the reasons why God doesn't want us to do witchcraft, right? Because witchcraft would be manipulating reality against God's will.
A love only the branch of a willow tree could conjure.
It's basically a spiritual shortcut, right? And you already know what God says about that in Deuteronomy chapter 18. Like Bear, he doesn't trust God's timing, of course, or even Nikki's free will, which is why he ends up suffering the consequences, right? Like Nikki, she becomes obsessed with him, hence the name of the movie, right? But it's to the point where she literally won't leave him alone. Like he never gets any free time. And matter of fact, she even watches him while he sleeps, like some real creepy stuff. So now basically love transforms into obsession, which transforms into possession. Not only Nikki being possessive over Bear, but also Nikki herself being possessed by whatever power came with the wish, right? So now she loves him uncontrollably and she literally can't do anything about it.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 5, it says, "Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up. It does not behave rudely. It does not seek its own, is not provoked. It thinks no evil." See, Bear, he seeks his own, right? He's doing the opposite of what the verse says that love does, right? He doesn't ask what's best for Nikki. Instead, he just asks, how do I make her mine? And that's why he suffers. So now, like, to get into a little bit of spoilers here, right? So Bear, he discovers that the only way to reverse the wish is either for him to die or for somebody else to make a wish that reverses it, right? So he goes to his friend. He has an extra one wish willow, and he gives it to him. Mind you, he's covered in blood and he looks traumatized. He pours out to his friend, tells him, "Hey, like the wish, I made this wish on Nikki. Please, I need you to reverse it. Like I need it to be done." And mind you, his friend has noticed Nikki has been acting strange this whole time, right? So you would think he would believe him. Like, nope, his friend doesn't believe him. And instead he takes the wish and wishes for $1 billion. Like, bro, like what type of friend is that? Like, if I had one of my homies and I went up to them covered in blood and like literally looking disheveled, they would believe, they may not understand what I'm saying, right? But at least they would hear me out and actually try to. Like his friend literally doesn't even do that. Like, bro, what? Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity," right? So it's like, dude, this guy couldn't even trust his friend. But regardless, at least it shows you how selfish people can be, right? Even when somebody comes to them suffering and crying out to them, they still choose themselves. Like, that's crazy. So now there's another TikTok creator on here named Dalibeth Marie, and props to her because she made a really good point on this movie. Basically, she said that this shows you why God gives humanity free will. See, if God wanted mindless devotion, he could literally make all of humanity like worship him instantly, right? Like God could do whatever he wants, but he doesn't do that. Like scripture constantly shows us that God allows humans to choose him willingly because like that's what true love looks like. Like what would love be without a choice? See, Bear forcing Nikki to love him using magic, right? That's him choosing his own will over her soul, right? So if you think about it, that's literally satanic at its core. It literally mirrors the original sin, right? Like man trying to play God. And honestly, like the scariest part of the movie is the fact that Bear is presented as a nice guy at first, right? And that's intentional, right? The film is kind of showing human entitlement disguised as kindness. See, like the way that Bear thinks is that he believes that because he cares about Nikki, he deserves her. And so it's like, I know a lot of people that think that way, right? But see, biblical love doesn't demand ownership. Romans 1:24 says, "Wherefore God gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies amongst themselves." See, this verse is saying that sometimes judgment is getting exactly what you want. And in the end, Bear, he gets exactly what he wanted, right? But in the form of judgment. And that's the same theme in this movie, right? Like if you worship your desires long enough, your desires eventually just devour you. Follow God and Film for more.